Welcome back to AxeWrapz.com. In this video, we're going to show you how to put this graphic onto this case. It's a little bit different than installing it on one of the square cases that we've seen. It takes a little bit more effort to measure it up and put it in place properly. So first thing that you're going to do is make sure that you clean the surface with isopropyl alcohol, just like you did in the other videos, and then run your primer around this edge. So you're going to take your primer stick and you're going to go right butt up against the binding here and just run that edge all the way around the case, and then you can take it and just go over the top just a little bit, about 1/4 of an inch, no more than that, and do that all the way around. Now this case, you don't have to worry about going over the latches or any of the hinges, because all we're going to do is install up to this binding. So get your graphic, turn it over on the top of the case, grab your tape, and you're going to make 3 loops, 1 for the top and 2 for the bottom. Now you'll have about an extra inch of material, so use that as a guide when you're placing the graphic. So get your tape measure, put it butt up against the case, measure it about 1 inch. Make sure to do the same thing on the other side, just to make sure that you got the same spacing. Now if it's a little less, it's not going to be that big of a difference, but I've got about 15/16 on either end to end. Then you're going to do the same thing at the highest part of the corner on each side to make sure that they're the same. Once they are, you can secure it down. But just lightly tack one of the pieces of tape down first, because you want to make sure that you've got that extra space that's needed everywhere. Once you have it perfectly centered, fix your tape down properly. And you can start installing your graphic. First part that I like to do is just apply it to the neck. So always remove the backing from the graphic film and not the graphic film from the backing. Use your utility knife, trim off the excess backing. Just lightly tack that in place with your finger. Then use your squeegee. Please buy a squeegee. You won't regret it, and it's so much easier to use than taping two cards together. It's only $5 Canadian. Give that a good rub down. Then do the same thing with the base. However, with the base, you want to start applying down the center of the arch top. The reason being is that the vinyl will start to wrinkle and crease around this edge. So once you got the center down, you spread it out. So you just squeegee out like that. And when you get to these areas, if you require heat, then use heat to get rid of any creases and wrinkles that are caused by this edge. Same thing. We're just going to lay that flat, just like that, and then start up here. Run that straight down, and then we'll work out the edge after we get the arch top complete. Remember, the film's not going to stick too great until you apply the post heat. So you have plenty of time to pop it up and work it down as needed. Should be able to do this without heat. The only areas that you're going to need heat is by wrapping this edge in here, and this edge, and all the way around the rounded parts. When you're squeegeeing, make sure to work from one end to the other, just so that you don't end up with any air pockets around the arch top. Get a little crease, flip your squeegee over, use the hard edge, and it should go away just fine. If it doesn't go away, then start using heat. But try and do as much of the graphic without heat as possible. Any of those fine creases that you find when you're finishing it up, if you just pull the vinyl off the case and hold it tightly, you should be able to get rid of those creases without heat. Just like that. Give it a good hard rub after you've installed the entire top. Check for any air bubbles that you might have. The material is an air release material, so the air bubbles should go away. If they don't, then use your safety pin and pop them out. So if you get an air bubble, just find it, poke a tiny little hole in it, rub your finger over it, it'll disappear.